I honestly thought it was a good episode. It didn't feel like filler. That's the most important thing for me. It did not feel like a filler episode.
Yeah.
Like they got their new power and stuff like that. So at least that happened.
Yeah.
All right, and moving on to Kamen Rider Foes episode 2. This episode was basically part 2 of the last episode. They didn't finish off the monster yet. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the monsters yet.
What are they called?
Zodiarcs?
Zodiarcs.
Alright, Zodiarcs. He didn't finish the Orion Zodiac off, so he had to go back and fight his final form, which had a sword and shield. Not a big difference, but okay.
It's the fact that it's powered up.
It's battleizer.
Oh, don't get me freaking started on battleizers. Do not get me started on battleizers.
Anywho, they managed to finish him off, and then he becomes his friend. He becomes the person who tried to kill our main hero becomes his friend.
I see the logic there.
He's very forgiving.
Very, very, very forgiving.
Oh my god.
Not to mention we got to see a new Astro Switch, too.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right, the parachute.
The parachute Astro Switch.
Yeah.
And he also included Scanner in the Rider Kick, but it didn't seem to make a difference.
Radar.
It was Radar, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, it didn't make a difference at all, actually. Maybe it did? I don't know.
He can aim it better.
They don't go flying everywhere. But your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it because we thought that the emo chick would be, like this really, like, oh, I hate the world and everything like that. No, she's just a little introverted and, a little shy, and, you come to like that about her. And they start the Kamen Rider Club, and at first, I guess what we all thought was that the Kamen Rider Club was there so that they could learn more about Kamen Riders, but the purpose of the Kamen Rider Club is a club so that people could defeat the Zodiarcs.
I guess kind of like a high school government or something like that, like a high school CIA or something.
Yeah, I guess it'd be considered like that. And what else happened in the episode? The queen and I guess it would be the king of the school messed with the main character a little bit, but nothing too bad. But you see more about how the entire school, even the administration, worships these two.
That's kind of pathetic, actually, that the whole school worships these two people. I mean, the football player, wins games for him and stuff like that, and I guess that's kind of understandable, but why worship the chick? I mean, she's hot, don't get me wrong. She's
unbelievably hot.
She's incredibly hot, but she's a cheerleader. What else does she do besides go team? Whatever the fuck they say there.
Well, I guess it's kind of like medieval times, where the queen is obeyed because she is married to the king. And the king is the shiznit. And she is Queen Shiznit. So...
Not really reassuring that the high school is going back to medieval times.
What? You think that high school wasn't medieval? High school in America is totally medieval.
I guess.
I was a serf.
I was... whatever. But... What do you think overall? Was it a good episode? Or, did we get...
Absolutely. I enjoyed it.
See, I have mixed feelings because of the way this works because of these two people being just worshipped like gods. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I would think, they probably have respect for someone else, but apparently they're just egotistical little assholes.
Yeah,
and just one of them just one of them is hot and one of them is a fucking jock. Actually, that sounds perfectly like them. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But I feel like Gintaros is just, he's very forgiving, and that's, I mean, what would you do if you defeated someone who was trying to kill you? Would you be, all right, I'm going to be your friend now?
Right.
It doesn't really make any sense at all. And, like, I'm still trying to get used to the belt of the foe's driver. I mean, the sounds are good. I mean, I like the sounds when it takes off and stuff, but it just looks weird and unusual and
bulky.
Bulky, yeah. You could throw it at someone who could hurt.
Especially if you compare it to the last couple of drivers that we had. O's was extremely tiny. Double was relatively tiny. Decade, from what I've seen, his first... doesn't he get 2 different drivers?
Yeah, he gets the Decade driver, and then he gets the... oh my god.
It's the one where he presses the buttons, and it does Kabuto Deno, yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. But those are relatively tiny. And prior to that, we had Kivo, which was just a freaking bat.
Yeah, and... This just seems really out there. I mean, I have to give it a few more episodes, I guess, before I can really like it, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't
like, it's just
horrible, but it wasn't fantastic.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. It's a happy medium, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, and I guess we'll... Okay. And now it's time for the advertisement part of the Toku News Corner. First of all, we have to give a shout out to CS Toys and Hobby Link Japan, 2 great distributors of toys, belts, and so forth. Overtime Subs and TV Nihon are also great places to watch the latest episodes of our Super Sentai and our Kamen Rider. Also, go to Power Rangers Planet and Super Sentai Planet in order to watch past episodes. And if you can't find it, go to Netflix. They got Power Rangers stuff there, at least for Power Rangers, not Sentai, but still. Also, on Facebook, there are Power Ranger and Kamen Rider pages. Look them up; they're pretty good. Check out my page, YouTube/Nightshade, for Kamen Rider, for some Kamen Rider dubs, and give me some requests, please. I would like to take requests.
I've got a request for you.
What?
The end of O's.
The whole episode, or just the
no,
end?
just the scene from about Henshin to Tajidol to the end.
Alright, and Light, you want to plug in something?
Yes, youtube.com/PaceyYcoder. I released a new version of the Kamen Rider O's Henshin app for Android and PC. The app includes the Medjaliber, so you can place 3 medals, and depending on how many you put in, it'll say single, double, or triple scanning charge, like it does for the Medjaliber sword. And also, I added a cracked Taka medal to this available head medals. And if you select the Taka medal, it'll change all the other medals to Tajidol, but it'll have Onk saying the Taka, Kuchaku, and Condor. And also, instead of in the cracked Tajidol form, instead of a scanning charge, you will get Gigascan.
Alright, and spread the word about the corner. We would like more fans to follow us. We just, I guess, want to let people know on our opinions and get discussions started. Also, if you have any questions or things you would like us to watch or things you would like us to talk about, drop us a line at tokusatsucorner@gmail.com.
And also, here is your Toku questions for the week. Keep in mind that you have the questions from last week along with this week that you can submit for your question answers. As a reminder, the question from last week was, what is the name of Wataru's dad, Otaya's violin in Kamen Rider Kiva? Okay, and then we have 2 extra ones on top of that. I know, we are overachievers here at the corner. The first question is, give the first set of Ranger keys used in Basco's first trumpet use in Kaizo Sentai Gokaiger. And the second question, list all of the morphin calls from Mighty Morphin to Samurai. All of the seasons we need the morphin calls from.
And we are at the end of the episode. Yeah. Feels kind of short.
Well, compared to the last one, yeah.
Well, yeah, we had. Yeah.
Last one was an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, join us next week for the Tokusatsu Corner. Until then, I'm Nightshade.
And I'm Light09.
And we will see you next week.